Day 4. A few moments later. One eternity later.
All right, so I leave for 5 minutes. I've been waiting all day. I leave for 5 minutes. The UPS guy shows up. I had to go chase him down. So I got the tranny, got the parachute set up for the parachute and the CO2 release, whatever you want to call it. So get this thing out of here and finally get to put it back in the car. So let me get it down. I'll open it up. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, baby. So that's that. They supply us with the air CO2 bottle. This is the actual controller. And that's all that now. So air shifted 5-speed, baby. All right. Let's get this thing back in the car so I can wire it all up and get this thing ready. Swapping cars.
Wait, say that again. Say it again.
All right, swapping some cars around. All the stuff on Pete's car that's on the lift is done. The only thing I gotta do is I gotta weld that piece on to pull it in. Gotta put this back in here so I can put my tranny back in.
Well, you wanted to fix that first?
Yeah, let's go see what we can do with this real quick. All right, so we got that one back inside. Got this one coming in. Good to go. So
Put the slide back on it. We gotta fix our little stand again now because it hits the front of this. It can't sit flat.
okay, that's it.
Rolling back over.
All right, let's put it in the car.
That's gonna be
Finish it.
awesome.
Finish it up tomorrow. No oil. I got gear oil. We gotta put gear oil. I'm gonna take this off now so I don't have to fight this later. Okay.
Because it's not hard to get to.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's actually.
It's easier to get to now probably than before.
Yeah.
With the arms there.
All right, so it's got.
Those are all the hoses.
So why is that hose smaller than these hoses? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because
this is reversed.
technically,
That's weird. All right, I'll find all that out later. Let's slide it back over there, let the car down, put it in the car. All right, good morning, everybody. So we got the car back up on the lift. I already got the tranny back in place. Just came back from filling the bottle up at the welding supply place, so they filled the CO2 bottle, so we'll have all that done. Tranny's back in place. Dry shaft tunnel's back in. Gotta put that little panel back in. Drive shaft's back in. So all this stuff, I gotta put the drive shaft loop back in it. Then I can let it down and work on the top part. Okay. So we got the tranny in here. We got the unit on top. Just the harness for it. I gotta just tie up that other piece of the little harness. I got those bolts all tight. I had to make a little. So now we had to cut a special one. Cut one down to fit under there like that. Right. So that one's good. And I gotta hook up all the lines. I hooked up the sensor for the front input speed. So I'll hook up all the air lines and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with the. So I got a spare bottle and bracket to mount the CO2 bottle. All that is coming. I got that from Motion Raceworks. So we got one bottle from them, from Liberty, and then I got a spare. This is what we got two. I already got one filled this morning. So we'll figure out where we're gonna mount the bottle. Probably someplace where I can reach it. It would be nice. This way I could turn it on and off at the end of the run and not waste any CO2 if I don't have to. So, all right, so let me get in there. I gotta crawl in there. Put the airlines on it. I'm gonna run this harness up in here towards where the computer is. And then we'll figure out how to wire this pig. I'm gonna make something over here. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that. Alright, so I'm taking this shifter all apart. I'm taking all the rods out of it. I thought I was gonna need the reverse lever, but it has an air shifted reverse lever, so we'll see about that. But I want to see if I could stick this back in the car, because I can bolt it back onto the tranny. And then I can use all my same buttons and stuff. And I gotta figure out a way to wire. These wires could be the same. This wire, this thing, this little button would get activated from this side hole when the car's in first gear. So I can, so first gear, with the clutch pedal in, it'll go on the two-step. So both of those things have to work. So I got to figure out how to get that, or I could wire it into the. I got to figure out if I could wire that into the actual ECU. And tap into that first gear solenoid. All right. Well, let me see what I could do with this. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. All right, I got it all apart. I got a machine of bushing that goes in here. And yeah, just one. This one has something up there already. So I need to make one bushing to take up this slack so this doesn't move. And we'll see what the next step is. Picked up a whole bunch of stuff. I mounted the shifter in there.
I see that. Here.
Shifter in here. Right? So
He's
is
still
in
shifting in his mind.
In my mind, yeah. So now what I did was I modified this setup that they had in here, because you could still use reverse
As a manual.
manual.
So we're gonna set that up for both.
I'm gonna put.
So we just machined the same bushing, but made it so that it'll adapt the bigger. Because on the rods, the ends.
So it had the end that it had on it was small.
Well, they're bigger than what that size thread is. So we made one side is a smaller thread and the other one's a bigger.
I should have did this when it was out of the car.
So we're gonna make that work. Then we can still got all the buttons for the line lock and the nitrous.
Like
and then we can mount our parachute in the same spot. Shoot parachute handle.
Right.
Yep.
And then that's gonna get like that. So this has to go.
And then we'll put a bolt through and then to the other one. So I'll show you what it looks like when we're that one.
Yeah. All right, that's that.
Another dad special fabrication. Look at that.
Look at that. You gotta roll the car back a little bit.
I got the. It's up against the block. Anyway.
Or forward. Right there. Right.
Yeah, it's locked.
Well.
Anyway.
That's
whatever. It works. I know.
Yeah, I just had it working, so it's got its own.
Now you got manual, reverse, and also air.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And we might even
put a little drop of penetrating oil on both of these, so I know they move.
And then we'll might even think about making something.
Nothing. Just like
Put the other bars just to mock them up, like they're not gonna do nothing, but
it's a 1-speed.
it's 1-speed. That's it. Fast.
Come on, let's go eat.
All right, dinner time. It's dark out now.
Hey, look back there.
What?
Look at that. Look at all the dust from the.
Wow.
That's all the dust from the clutch. It's all
It was a little fried.
Yeah. Gonna blow all that out.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Finish it up tomorrow.
That light. I'll finish this tomorrow. All right, guys. So I'm over here at Bergey's Truck Center, picking up a couple different fittings. So this guy Ed right here helped me out. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your help.
No problem.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right, buddy.
All right, so got all my fittings that I needed. Just finished machining these plates so they fit on here. Got the holes made. So this, right? This will sit on here like that. Bolted to that. And this whole plate will bolt on to the actual shifter mounting point. So I'll put those two in and then mount this. So gotta get this welded together, and then we're good. Daryl's coming over here. He'll be here in a little bit. Just gonna have him weld that up for me real quick. Appreciate him doing that. And then we can mount it in the car and then run the lines. I got T-fittings. I got to figure out all the lines and stuff to the bottle. So got that bottle filled. I got the bracket and some other stuff and another spare bottle coming from Motion Raceworks. So we'll be able to mount that and see where that gets mounted and then run all the lines. So once I mount this in the car, then I can run the cable for the parachute, the new cable. So the cable that's in the car now is this small one that was always mounted right to the shifter before, as you've seen before. So it was this setup right here that was mounted to the shifter. So we're going to get rid of that and mount this cable to that. So when we want to just take it off, we take that one bar off the reverse, take the whole shifter assembly and just move it aside, because then it'll be attached to the parachute and all that'll be one unit, and then that can all come out as a unit. So making it where it's serviceable, you know, even though it's not that hard to get that out of there. But so all the lines go up there. I got the lines coming over here. We got the harness here, and then we got to wire it to the Holley Dominator ECU. So evidently in transit it must have got turned upside down because the oil was coming out of the vent, and this whole thing's all full of greasy oil. So I'm going to put a pan under here and spray that down, clean all that up real quick. And then I don't know where I'm going to mount the bottle yet. Got to figure out a spot to mount this bottle. I'm going to try to mount this somewhere where I could get to it. But then again, I ain't racing by myself, so somebody is always going to be with you. Alright, we'll figure that out in a minute. Let me get this all mounted in here first, and I'll show you what that all looks like when it's all set. And then we'll go from there. All right, so we got this set up here. I got the harness.
This thing don't
We
even
got to
have
set the
date
plug.
back.
Got all this marked out. We're gonna.
The year 14. This is like
Yeah.
his original one.
Yeah, so we're gonna. We got enough wires in this harness to wire them all. Get all them done. Should be ready to go. We give you the little terminal ends and stuff. So we're gonna get that all set up, and then I'll show you how we're putting it in there. All right, so we're testing it with no air. Come here, look.
Yeah. So you got.
So
They all get ground.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
This is Rob up at that RTR is like walking me through all this stuff because this is like. Anyway, so I got this all wired, right? We got that all wired. All that's all set. I got my air, all that done. So this wire is a common positive. And then these are all the gears. So here, red, that's going to be first gear. Watch that. So that's first gear.
You got the light, everything lights up.
Second gear.
Yep.
Third gear is this one.
Yep.
Fourth gear is this one. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Fifth gear is this one.
Yep. And reverse.
This one's reverse. Which
Cool.
I'm probably not going to even hook the reverse one up. I'm just going to use it
manually.
So, just so it's one less thing I got to mess with. I mean, I'll wire it in. I'll have him wire it in, but I'm probably not going to use it. And then first has to go. So first, he told me first has to go on a switch, like a regular toggle switch. And then these all go into the computer. And they're all negative outputs from the computer. All right? So, I could terminate these. I could put the little terminals on those. And this one I don't have to terminate, I don't think. Because it could go to a 12 volt with the key on.
That's the ground, though. I mean, no, yeah, that's a positive,
Yeah, it's a positive, so. But either way, there's 12 volts coming out of the ECU that could go to that too, so. That's pretty cool. It don't take a lot of voltage, which is nice.
Yeah.
I got the bracket coming. So once I mount the bracket, I got to figure out where we're going to put this bottle now.
The CO2 bottle.
And then we can hit it with the air and see what it does. All right.
Cool.
I'm getting there.
So we're going to make a little platform coming off of these again, and then we'll put our toggle switch for first gear and reverse if we want it. So
I was gonna put it here. I'm gonna do something here with the parachute, but again, I'm gonna use it manually anyway. So, but I'm gonna definitely wire everything in. This way, it's there. I think I'm gonna make a little bracket off of here, so if I want to hit the parachute, I just go straight down like that. I'll probably mount it like right straight down like that with a button, like from the top. So if I can let go, all I got to do is basically just push down.
okay.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. All right. First gear, that's reverse. And then it's got its own little harness. And we got another harness that we're going to run. So we're going to run this harness up to power, and the other end of it will go to the pin where it comes out of that unit, and the other ones get pinned to this harness, and that goes into the ECU. So that all works. I got that all pinned up. I need to make 2 little holes in this to mount the little Mac valve that runs the air line to that, and then the air line to the back. I'm going to mount the bottle back here someplace. It should be coming today, and I'll figure out where I'm going to mount it. And then we'll run the line to that. So the bottle will have one line. It'll tee off to this valve, and then go into that main port there for that solenoid deal. So that looks good like that. The switch, I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna make another piece that's gonna hang down about this high, like this. So it's going to come down like that with a button. So if my hand's on here, all I got to do is push down to a button there, and that'll activate this if I want it. Or just pull it manually. So that's good. This is going to be the wiring harness for those two switches and the button on top for the Mac valve. So I'm going to make up the rest of that little harness up, and we should be good.
Okay, all wired up.
Yep.
Get the panel on in here.
This one and this one.
We got everything pinned.
Yep.
Rob sent us.
He sent me all the where to pin them all. Now he's going to program it all in. That goes there. This one has a 4 switch here, 4 plug.
That one was
This
to the
one
light.
is the first gear we don't use right now. And this is a line lock. So
Line lock we need hooked
like
up.
this. And the bottle never showed up today. The bracket.
Yeah, the other bottle.
Alright, that goes like that. Alright, so. Alright, that's that. So we got first gear, reverse, reverse. Line lock still works.
That'll still work.
That'll still work. I need a little tiny, you know, little C-clip deal.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take this off and make my other switch. I'm definitely putting that switch here, like I said, that'll work.
No, make another handle.
Yep. Well, not another handle, but
Yeah. Well.
another little piece I'm going to make.
Oh, and then
Machine
bolt.
another one of these, but it's going to be wide here. And
That's what I mean. Make another
so
handle.
instead of being here, it's going to like face straight down. So it's more out of the way. So
Yeah.
I really have to go push on it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't hit it by
Okay.
accident. Pop
Yeah.
the chute.
That would suck. All right, get that. Give me that little clip. It's in the green box with the little.
I'll find it. All right.
All right, let me see what he says. Let me see. Yes, no, what's the right? Yes. All right, so everything's wired. Everything works. I'm taking the shifter back off because I'm going to put my parachute release button mounted to the shifter. So let me show you what I'm doing with that. All right, so this piece slides in from the bottom of the shifter. That's why we had to take it all apart. So this goes up in here and basically pivots up here like this, but it's too thin to mount a button in there. So I'm going to cut up another piece of metal that's wider, right? I'm going to machine that to simulate that. And the other thing is, instead of going up, I'm going to make it just go straight out. So it'll go straight. It'll actually be pointing downhill a little bit right here. And then the button will be, I'll have my hand way up here. The button will be down here. So I'll show you when I'm done with it. But I'm going to machine that thing up and then show you what it looks like. All right, so we're programming this. I got Robert on the line here. He's remotely doing it for us. All right. Get him all set up and then see how everything works. All right, back inside. I'm gonna go finish milling the pieces that I'm making.
You told me
What do we do? Run everything over? Huh?
I said you told me we needed to make another button.
Yeah. Well, no. So the wiring's all wired the way it's supposed to be, and then I'm gonna add. He set something up where I can override it and manually shift it with the button, like with a regular momentary button. so that it can go into like second, third, fourth, fifth, like that, to do a burnout or whatever. So I'm gonna put that wire in there too. So I'm gonna figure out how to get that in there. All right, let me go finish machining my part. All right, so we're gonna machine. Take this chunk right off. I'm gonna be left with that little bit of a rectangle right there, and then that'll be that. It'll be that much wider and the same height, a little bit deeper. It'll be going in the same direction. Okie dokie. Op 1. I'm going to flip it around, start machining the other side out. All right, here we go. Got the first section done. Now we're going to put the slot in it, like that. And then towards the end, the slot will be bigger where the button's going to go. And then I got to make these holes. And I got to make that slot right there. All right. Alright. The next step done.
Got the hole drilled.
So now I put a pin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now those go in perfect. Now I gotta make the slot so that it fits the handle. So it has to be...
They can even, you know, be a hair bigger, but...
What?
They can even be a hair bigger,
No,
but...
I need to see how much of the slot it's gotta be. It's gotta be the whole thing. Yeah, it's gotta be the whole thing. Okay. No problem. So... that goes like that. And the slot.
This is what we do at 9 o'clock at night after dinner.
So that goes like that.
It's the only time we have to work on our own stuff.
Alright. So this is going to go like this. And the slot is going to go... all the way to there.
Just make it all the way to the front.
Yep. There should be plenty. Okay.
Alright.
I gotta lock it down somehow.
Oh, you could put it right into the vise and then...
Yeah.
I'll help you set it up. Hang on.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Not bad, right? For a schmuck.
Go faster, they say.
Yeah. Alright, that lines up with that. That's good. And then I'm going to put this switch right there. I got to make this little slot now. I'm going to make that little slot right there.
For the wire.
Alright, so where the pin lines up with that. That lines up with that one. like that. Okay. That one goes in. That one goes in. Yeah. And then that one goes in. Okay, so now. Okay, so now we got a drill.
Alright, we'll figure out that part.
Yeah. Okay, that's all duplicated. And now we just got to make the hole for the, I need the switch, the little micro switch thing.
Alright.
And we can make a hole for that. But all that lines up good. Beautiful. Okay. Check it out.
I'm gonna go get the switch.
Like that. And this goes like this. This went like that. That goes in there. That goes in there. That's gonna go like that. Switch is gonna go right here in the end. Bingo.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's go. That's it. That'll drop in there like that. Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna put it all back together and see how it looks. All right, so got this thing out. Blowing everything out. So the only other thing we got left. So I'm waiting on a button. The upshift button like that. Hold on. There's a button that goes there. It's an upshift like
a manual override.
Manual override. So you put the thing in gear and then I'll show you all that stuff later. But that button worked out perfect up there. Nice. I gotta tie that wire up. He's blowing this all out. I'm waiting for the bracket for the bottle because I ordered an 1 5/8, but where I was gonna mount it ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna mount it here, and that's 1 1/2 inches. So we're getting an 1 1/2 inch bracket coming. Another switch coming. Button for that. I already got the lines. I got all the little fittings made up. I got the fitting for the T, so I could tee everything off. So the transmission will work off of the same. Everything will work off the same bottle. I got both bottles filled up, so we're good. Wiring. I got the harness all in there.
Where'd you have to go? The welding supply?
Fix that wire in there. Yeah, welding supplies filled them up for us. So, all right. Almost ready to go. I drained the oil and everything out. I gotta just take the hood off, put oil back in it. I already put the filter back on it. I gotta put the oil back in it, put the floors back on it. We adjusted the clutch. We are almost ready to go. And we get to try this thing out. All right.
All right. No
See
leaks.
how this all works. No, I got the bottle on. Got the pressure at 150.
Turn the computer on.
All right, so ignition on.
Ignition, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then this should put it into reverse. Yeah. Boy.
Yeah. Woo!
Okay, and then this is first. And then that other little button will make it go second, third, fourth, which I need to wire next.
Right.
And then this is
shoot.
Baby. Oh, I gotta wire to shoot.
Watch your face sitting there.
I gotta wire to shoot. Let me see this and this. All right, ready?
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Buddy.
That is quick.
All right.
I like it.
Everything works like it's supposed to.
So they switched No Prep Kings up in Empire to 2 weeks from now. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll see if we can go to that.
We'll see. I got to talk to Rob about
We gotta go test it all
this
out.
thing first. But yeah, that's easy to do like that. All right.
All right, let's
cool.
go.
All right, so now I got to wire this button
Okay.
and then run it through the gears. But I mean, it works. So I already checked it without it, but I just got to put the button in. Okie dokie. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next time we'll be at the track.